Had a chance to go and see it, but now know more or less where it is. So.
Well, first of all, can I just say that I feel very privileged to be here today at your spring meeting, and it's a great pleasure for me. But you may be slightly surprised that I'm not going to talk to you at length about Elizabeth Fry, because I feel sure that most of you in the Quaker Family History Society know more than I do about her. So I would not dream of preaching to the converted. I thought instead I'd tell you a little about myself and how I came to write While It Is Yet Day, because it's a questions that I get asked a lot. First of all, people say, why did you choose to write about Elizabeth Fry? Am I related to her? Well, sadly I'm not. I would love to be related to her. But growing up in a Quaker family in Dublin, she was always there in the background of our lives. We lived outside the city, and like the Elizabeth and her 10 siblings, another big family, we were free to roam and explore all around the grounds, perhaps without the big house. But on Sundays, my sister, brother and I accompanied our dad, John Harold Douglas, to meeting at Monkstown. The elder son of Senator James Green Douglas and his wife Georgina, he had promised to raise his children as Quakers. Our mother was Church of Ireland, and now and then we would go to church with her, but more often than not we went to meeting. And I loved meeting Monkstown Meeting House. It had this wonderful smell of polish, and on fine days rays of sunshine shone through the high windows and danced on the walls. And those of you who are Quakers will know that a lot of meeting houses have windows higher up so that you're not too distracted by what's going on outside, I guess. It had a big clock on the front of the balcony which tick-tocked steadily, and a bit like the Gurney girls, I longed for the hour to be up so we could rush back outside into the sun. When we were young children, we spent a short time, 10, maybe 15 minutes in meeting, before being taken next door for Sunday school, where I remember creating Bible stories on a large sandpit table. Sometimes we went to meeting at Eustace Street in the centre of Dublin, and I loved going there too. Again, the actual meeting room was panelled, and there was that heady aroma of wood polish, and again there was a ticking clock reminding us all to make good use of our time while it is yet day. Number 6 Eustace Street was the headquarters of Irish Quakers. It was bought in 1692, but in 1987 part of the premises was sold to the Irish Film Institute and has been absorbed now into Dublin's famous, or maybe infamous, Temple Bar area. Not probably what plain Quakers might have approved of, but maybe an important way of keeping in touch with the young, because the old meeting house remains at Eustace Street and continues to provide a place of solace and tranquility. I ceased to be a regular attender when I joined the Irish Times daily newspaper as a staff reporter, and my time was no longer my own. We worked from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., or from 3 to 11, and most weekends also. It was challenging work and exciting, and I loved it, but the hours made it difficult for home and social life. Later, when I moved to Worcestershire, I became a freelance writer and spent some years researching a local history book. I offered to do this if the people in the village promised to stop asking me to make cakes, because there is a limit of how many times a cake can be accidentally undercooked, overcooked, flat or lopsided. Unless, of course, you're Sheila, then they're always perfect. No prizes for guessing who produced this history book for me, with their usual high standard and attention to detail, Orphans Press. Perhaps it was the advent of Facebook and the gradual worldwide obsession with social media and self, me, that brought her back to mind. What would Elizabeth Fry think about this? Would she embrace all that is good about it, the ease of access to worldwide information, both good and bad, for instance? Would she be shocked by the endless selfie photographs, the egotism? I thought perhaps it was a good time for this selfless woman's story to be brought before a new generation. It was time for people to be reminded how Elizabeth dedicated her life to helping others, rarely thinking of herself. Perhaps learning or relearning about her would make it okay, even cool, in the 21st century to help people to be kind, to think of others. So, using inspiration from Janet Whitney's book, which my father had given me as a child, I embarked upon a long and difficult journey of research and writing. During this time, I discovered to my astonishment that I might just be related distantly through marriage to Janet's husband, George Whitney. And my precious book about Elizabeth might well have come originally from Janet herself to my grandfather, thanks to George's Irish connections. What a small world, and for me an amazing coincidence. The end product of this work was While It Is Yet Day, and the start of a new relationship with Orphans Press in the shape of Orphans Publishing. I am sure there are times occasionally when Helen and I rue the day we joined forces again. It has taken a lot of hard work all round and will continue to do so. But there is no denying that this refreshed story of Elizabeth Fry and her incredible achievements is bringing huge enjoyment to many people. And for that, Helen, wherever you are, and for that, Helen, I think we can give ourselves just a little pat on the back, because that's exactly what we set out to achieve. Thank you all very much.